So on Thanksgiving, is it really the tryptophan in the turkey that makes you sleepy? I'm Dr. Andy Burkowski of ReLACS Health. Today's topic is tryptophan and what are the actual causes of sleepiness that occur on a Thanksgiving evening? Well, tryptophan is an amino acid, so it's a building block of protein, but it can also be converted into other chemicals, including it's a precursor to serotonin as well as melatonin. These are what we call neurotransmitters in the brain that are chemical messengers that help brain cells to talk to each other. And serotonin and melatonin are both involved in sleep and producing sleepiness. So I guess it's possible that tryptophan could have an effect on sleep. Well, there have been a lot of studies of this. Tryptophan was researched pretty heavily as far back as the 1960s. And from looking at the literature, many of the studies of it are from the 1960s to the 1980s. So there was a meta analysis done about 15 years ago that looked at all of the studies of tryptophan. And generally, it seemed to cause people to fall asleep more quickly when they were given the chemical form of tryptophan. And generally, more than 1 gram of tryptophan was needed to produce this effect. Now, there was a study by the famous sleep researcher Mayer Krieger out of Canada in 1989, and he took a group of healthy volunteers and gave them either a fake amount of tryptophan or a placebo, 1.2 grams and 2.4 grams. And he did sleep study testing on them 1 hour after taking it and then 2 hours after taking it. And the subjects in this study fell asleep about 5 minutes faster when taking a nap in the morning, 1 hour after taking tryptophan. And then in the group that was on the higher amount, the 2.4 gram group, they also fell asleep 5 minutes earlier, 2 hours after taking tryptophan. So this was just an example of one of many studies that seem to show that a high dose of tryptophan may produce drowsiness. There have been other studies, including studies of food that contain higher amounts of tryptophan and the effects on sleep, including in those of children. And it seems to indicate that there is some degree of an effect on that. But from a practical standpoint, this study, such as the one I had mentioned from Canada, you're taking subjects on an empty stomach and giving them pure tryptophan. When you're eating your Thanksgiving meal, you're not eating pure tryptophan. You're probably eating a dozen other types of food. So I looked this up, and 3 ounces of turkey has 0.25 or 250 micrograms of tryptophan. So you would have to eat like a pound of turkey just to get the amount of tryptophan that's in some of these studies. And again, it's not all going to be absorbed by the body, and it's not all going to get to the brain. So unless you're eating a pound of turkey and you're only getting the tryptophan, it's really unlikely that the tryptophan is causing you to be drowsy after Thanksgiving dinner. So what are the actual reasons you might be drowsy? So number one, sleep deprivation. It's the holidays. Maybe you were up all night going to the bar and drinking alcohol. Maybe you were up all night cooking a turkey because you were going to eat about a pound of it. Maybe it has to do with poor sleep quality, whether it's stress about Thanksgiving coming up, getting everything ready, seeing family, or it could be excitement for seeing the family. But that could cause a reduced ability to sleep, which might be natural, and you might be drowsier during Thanksgiving, particularly after dinner and everything is finished. Maybe Black Friday occurred Wednesday night. Everything seems to occur earlier and earlier. So maybe you were up late at night because you were doing Black Friday shopping on Wednesday night. Alcohol is a huge factor. Wednesday night before Thanksgiving is a big drinking night. So maybe you drank too much alcohol the night before Thanksgiving and that affected your sleep quality. Or maybe you had alcohol with your 1 pound of turkey, and alcohol is a sedative. So it might have made you sleepy to eat your turkey and drink alcohol at the same time. It's also the other food you're eating, high carbohydrate foods, your pumpkin pies, your stuffing, your cranberry sauce that's loaded with sugar, your sweet potatoes. Maybe that raised your insulin levels and then your blood sugar came down, crashed, and you got drowsy with it. Some of it could actually be due to the timing of the meals. So maybe you had your Thanksgiving meal at 4 o'clock, now it's 5 o'clock, you're tired and you're sitting on the couch and now you're getting drowsy. So it could just be the time of day that the Thanksgiving meal occurs can cause one to be drowsy. And the last reason, which is it's very important to recognize this, is the Detroit Lions play on Thanksgiving. And in historical years, they hadn't been very good on Thanksgiving. And if you were watching that football game, they may have put you to sleep. But in recent years, things have rebounded, and the Detroit Lions are now exciting again. So that's the upshot of it, is that maybe it was just the football game that made you drowsy, and it really wasn't the turkey. As always, these videos are for general medical information only and do not constitute the practice of medicine or giving of medical advice. Please make all decisions regarding how much turkey to eat with a licensed medical professional. And as always, one of the keys to sleeping well is to relax.